What's up, guys? This is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and we're back with another Michigan recruiting report right here exclusively on our YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for free for more great Michigan recruiting content. And also head over to the Wolverine.com and subscribe for even more exclusive insider information as Michigan gets ready to play for the Natty. Today, we're going to be talking about the Rose Bowl in terms of recruiting. We're going to be breaking down 5 recruits that Michigan really moved the needle with after their Rose Bowl win. And we're going to start off with on 300 running back Iverson Howard. Howard is one of the biggest priorities at the position next cycle. You see he's a 3-star in the industry ranking, but he's a top 200 back per on 3, and Michigan values him as such. He visited last year, and he gave a great quote after the Rose Bowl win saying, this is why Michigan is my top school. So even though that's not reflected on the on-3 recruiting prediction machine, Michigan does have the lead for Iverson Howard. And, he's a DMV native, so he was extra impressed with the performance of Blake Corum in that game. He has a great relationship with Mike Hart, and he's looking to make his second visit this offseason. So again, he named Michigan his leader straight up after the win. So I think the Rose Bowl victory really had a huge impact on the recruitment of Iverson Howard. Next on the list is top 100 2024 wide receiver Gatlin Bear. Bear is the lone remaining target this cycle, and he's down to Michigan and Oregon. Michigan has the heavy lead on the on-3 recruiting prediction machine, but Oregon has done a nice job on selling him on offensive fit. Now, I think this Rose Bowl game wasn't super pass happy, but you saw Roman Wilson make a lot of key plays down the stretch. And when Bear visited Michigan in November for the game against Ohio State, Ron Bellamy pulled up his tape, then he pulled up Michigan's tape, and showed Bear, hey, we can use you in a similar way as Roman Wilson. So Wilson making those plays at the end of the game, I think, really caught the attention of Bear. I think Bear's a little bigger than Roman Wilson. Roman was definitely fast coming out of high school, but Bear has Olympic level speed running in the 10.2s in the 100 meters. So he also sees the opportunity to come in and be a dynamic playmaker, something a little different than, the guys that are currently on the roster. So I think the Rose Bowl win continued to help Michigan as they build momentum in this recruitment. For Bear, it's all about seeing what Jim Harbaugh does this offseason. Next on the list is 2025 4-star edge Jaylen Williams out of Chicagoland. I put in a prediction for Michigan to land Jaylen Williams after he visited for the game against Ohio State, and I still feel pretty good about that pick. The Wolverines have a 97.1% lead on the on-3 recruiting prediction machine. He's a bigger edge. Obviously, the Wolverines really impressed in the Rose Bowl with how much they pressured Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe. You saw Michigan sack him 5 times in the first half alone. And Jaylen Williams shared a great reaction after the Rose Bowl game, saying that he put a bet on Michigan, and now his friend has to wear Michigan gear to school on Monday. So he was fully confident in the Wolverines winning this game. Again, I think that edge production is really big for him. I also think he has a great relationship with Michigan staffer Dylan Roney, who handles a lot of the pass rusher recruits, and that relationship is going a long way. Michigan obviously has had a lot of success in Chicagoland recently, and seeing guys like Tyler Morris score that touchdown, J.J. McCarthy obviously leading the way, I think adds even more in Michigan's favor. Next up on the list is top 100 cornerback commit Chris Ewald in the 2025 class. So, I think it helps with Ewald because even though he's committed, he's a guy that's still getting a lot of interest from schools with really intriguing NIL packages. Miami and Florida State are the 2 talked about schools, and those, 2 programs are closer to home. They do offer a lot when it comes to NIL. And another school that isn't talked about as often is Auburn. He just had a teammate committed there. He visited Auburn in the past, and Auburn's looking to make a move on the NIL front too. Texas offered him not too long ago. So I think keeping Ewald is imperative for Michigan's recruiting success in 2025. And I think this Rose Bowl win really, really impressed him. You saw Will Johnson have a terrific game. I mean, completely shut down his side of the field. I think Ewald envisions himself being in a similar mold. So the more Michigan impresses on defense, the more he watches Will Johnson, I think the more comfortable he is knowing that he'll get his NIL either way at a place like Michigan. So yeah, I mean, Miami, Florida State, Auburn, and others are going to continue to recruit him throughout the cycle. But I think he's just been really, really impressed with what Michigan has been able to do on the field. And obviously, already being committed, he has great relationships with the entire staff. Next up on the list is three-star safety Marcus Wimberly out of Arkansas. Michigan has a commanding lead on the On3 recruiting prediction machine. Both Zach Libby and I put in predictions after Wimberly visited for the game against Ohio State. Recently decommitted from home state Arkansas. Michigan now trending in a big way. Wimberly had a great reaction after the game. You know, his father posted a video of them celebrating the win that went a little viral. So I thought, you know, the Rose Bowl win was clearly huge in the Wimberly household, just judging off of that reaction video. I think, you know, Wimberly wants to see what happens with Harbaugh in the offseason, but it's clear that Michigan has a huge lead in this recruitment, and the Rose Bowl win only helped with that. And, you know, him being a Southern recruit from Arkansas, which obviously isn't too far away from Alabama, I think that really impressed him even more. And that's the thing with the Rose Bowl win overall is, you know, Michigan just beat Alabama, a program that a lot of these kids grew up watching win national championships and be a dominant force, the most dominant force in college football. So I think the Rose Bowl win was big overall. I think it'll be an interesting offseason in Ann Arbor. But right now, things are clicking on the field as Michigan prepares to play for a natty. So it's a great time to subscribe to our YouTube channel for free and subscribe to the Wolverine.com.